Well, hey guys, what is up? Brent Abel here, webtennis.com. Another episode of What's the Right Shot. Paul Wolf with the return to serve, yours truly, his partner. This is a match Paul and I played a couple of years ago, the Avery Cup, which is a senior competition between countries, held this year, hosted by the Berkeley Tennis Club, USA versus Great Britain. And Paul with the return to serve, and I am going to stop it right about in here and ask you, if you're Paul, what shot would you play? What do you think's the right shot? And so let me know in terms of shot choice. Two things, right? Shot choice and where would you move to next on the court based on your shot choice. And one of the things that that I love about Paul Wolf's game, especially on his forehand side, is his short backswing, right? He can disguise several different shot choices from this one setup. And, you know, if you've been with me at any, for any length of time, I've just gone on and on and on about a few fundamentals. Number one is obviously about spacing, right? Making sure your footwork helps you create that spatial distance you need away from the path of the ball so that you get to receive the ball at your ideal point of contact. But number two, fundamentally, technique-wise, is going to be a relatively short setup where you could disguise. Whether you're going to play a topspin roller, whether you're going to play a drop shot, whether you're going to play a lob, whether you're going to play an underspin slice, whatever it is, the more disguise you can create in your game, the better. The better you're going to befuddle your opponents. So, guys, I'll tell you what, would love to hear what's on your mind. What shot would you play in this situation if you're Paul? You can just mouse over the video. Just click it. It should pause for a second or two or three or however long it is. Have you go on down below in the comments area and just write down what shot you would play. And then also let me know, based on that shot choice, where would you move to next on the court? Let me know down below. All right, well, listen, you are back. Let's take this back from the top. And here we go. And I know some of you are going to go, Brent, what are you doing looking back at your partner? What if the guy poaches? You're never going to see it. It'll be too late. Okay, this is another ad nauseum thing I've gone through with so many people, that unless this guy right here proves to me that he's the frequent mad poacher, if he's just going to stay home, and in this case, this guy stayed home all day long, never moved once. And so why wouldn't I take a peek at my partner to see what shot they're going to play so that I know, number one, well, maybe they didn't hit it so cleanly, it's going to be a little pop-up. Now I get that information instantly, as opposed to trying to get that information from the guy over there at net who's not moved once, right? So anyone who's telling you you never look back, it's conditioned. I don't look back. If this guy's the mad poacher, you're darn right. I don't look back. But if the guy doesn't move, if he's never moving, I'm telling you what, I want to see what shot my partner's about to play and exactly what shot that they do play, so that I can get instant information about where do I move to next. Do I have to get ready to react to something a little bit sooner than trying to get a read from the body language of that net player across from me. So, and again, I mean, guys will say, oh man, the pros never look back. Wrong. You can't. Look, I've really gotten off topic here. My apologies. All right, so here we go. And again, all right, so you've told me down below what shot you're going to play. And look, from this setup, I mean, could Paul play a cross-court forehand roller? He could. Could he, if he sensed that this player right here was about to cover over there, could he anticipate that and try to play it right up the middle between the two opponents? He could. Could he play a little chippy up the line short and close in? Sure could. Could he lob? Of course. Right? From this racket prep setup position. So let's take a look and see what Paul does. And again, you still can't tell me exactly. You might have guessed right, but again, from this short setup racket prep position, he's got shot choices, right? And again, I'm looking back to seeing what he's going to do, because now that I recognize it's a lob, well, now I get to go, you know what? Maybe it's short, maybe it's not. But if it's short, I can get ready sooner, right, than not. And in this case here, it's just dead perfect. It's just dead perfect, right? So a lot to kind of pick out in this point. And the message I really want you to get is not about looking back and the whole discussion about that, but really is about making sure you've got some racket prep disguise that you could. And he may have already, I don't know what Paul's thinking here, right? Knowing him, he's already got his shot choice clearly in mind. Probably, I would say probably right about here. Once he reads the depth, this is pretty short, and he knows that he's got disguise, which looks like, hey man, I'm going to go ahead and roll this. I'm going to go ahead and maybe play it short underneath you. He's already decided it's going to be a lob, and there you have it. So look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to replay the point, slow motion for you, and then give you a clean, non-blah, blah, blah version in real time as well. Guys, any questions, any comments, any remarks down below in the comments area? Would love to read and respond to you as always. And of course, also as always, we got to get out there today. We got to help someone else have a spectacular day. Guys, see you again next time. Well, hey, it is Brent back here with you. Really hope you enjoyed this episode of What's the Right Shot. And yeah, if you're still trying to figure out your one-handed backhand slice, your underspin drive, right, where it's not floating and sitting up for your opponent, then what I've got for you is a course I want you to check out below. There is a link down below in the description area that will take you to an information page, because there's really 3 habits that we've got to have on this backhand slice. Especially for something like this where we just saw it, where you're taken out wide and maybe you want to play a little dropper off of it. Here are a couple of points from a match I played a while ago. And look, if you think you always have to topspin a backhand passing shot, you don't. And here are a couple examples of how you can actually play a really controlled slice underneath your opponent and be good. So look, if you want some help with the slice backhand, down below, there's a link. Click it, and it'll take you to an information page, and you get a lot more details on what's in the course. And there are several bonus courses in the package as well. Any questions? Brent@webtennis.com.